Alright, welcome back to More Than Peachy's Gaming. Last time we took on the notorious Master Cragmire Crypts, and today we're actually going to be taking on another dungeon that's going to be a little bit challenging, but at the same time not so much. Uh, we are going to be taking on Master Temple of the Spider. This dungeon does vary a little bit compared to the original version, and if you want to check to see all of our shortcuts and so forth that we did in that one, you can. We'll be following a lot of them during this run, so just a heads up, it does uh, do wonders to actually do that. So without further ado, I don't know what's going on. Okay, there it goes. I was like, why isn't it going? So sometimes it just takes a moment for stuff to go. Um, the Temple of the Spider is still uh, a great dungeon for the most part. It is, in my opinion, the easiest of the three master dungeons, and the reason why I think it's the easiest is because of just how quickly you run through it. Uh, the enemies seem to have less health, and there are so many shortcuts while you run into it. Um, this time around, we're probably going to be using every shortcut that we used in my last run, just simply because, like during the normal run, is because it's just easier. Just very much easier to run through all of this. If you were having problems, uh, you know, getting through the dungeon, uh, you might want to try to find a good tank, because a good tank will make this dungeon so much more appealing. And why is there ugh, still some spiders up here? I thought they were all dead. Again, they did change a lot of things. I keep on forgetting that they're assassins. Uh, I always like checking treasure chests. You don't really run across too many that are very good stuff. The bronze skeleton key doesn't do anything. It's just treasure, so I'm not going to take it. So, as you can kind of see, since we have two tanks, we kind of have everything under control. I'm not going to go into every nook and crevice because there's no need to, and we're going to keep using shortcuts whenever possible. So the first shortcut is here. And we just skipped like a group or two out of enemies. Nothing too special. Make sure not to go too quick through this dungeon, because if you go through it too quickly, um, like without taking proper precautions, uh, you will die, because simply because that's just how this dungeon functions. Every master dungeon is like that. I'm gonna try to focus on killing the spider, but I'm also gonna move up here to the boss because, yeah, boss. Yay, hit him. I got Elemental Alliance Assault Ring. I've had one of those before. I don't really use them, so. So, that was the first boss. We moved through kind of quickly. Just make sure that you don't ignore uh, teamwork, because if one person's engaged in the battle of a boss, everybody should be. Again, we're gonna take the big shortcuts of getting to the second boss. And I've heard of people having problems with uh, bosses simply because of the way that they function a little bit. I'm going to make sure my party doesn't have any problems with this boss. Yay, we win. The enemies that come in afterwards sometimes can be dangerous, but uh, yeah. I believe that there is a mimic among the treasure chests that are here, but I don't remember which ones are the. Uh, yeah, it's not that one. I think it might be the one on this side. Yeah, I'm not worried too much about it. I'm just gonna run past this phase spider because I don't really care about it all that much. So that is one thing to kind of keep in mind that does happen. The assassin is still there. Again, more stuff up there. So, so here we have two more phase spiders. There's the second one. Alright. I'm actually just gonna keep going. The strider is going to die very quickly, simply because we just have such a powerful party. Is there a problem behind me? I don't know. Okay. That was weird. I always go right of this, that way we avoid a few enemies to the left. And then right in here, we take down this lesser, oh man, barely even get their name, the spider. Alright, here we will let the control wizard do their shit. Wherever the control wizard is. Oh, maybe not. Okay, well, whatever. The awkward part is that it was a control wizard that taught me about that trick, which is even funnier, that we didn't actually end up using it. Maybe because we just have too much power. We are very much stronger than the enemies. So I always choose greed or need for enchantments. So simply because once you rack them up, they are very useful. And I just put them in giant stacks, and then I decide what I want to do with them. Like during the last double refinement, I just sold quite a few stacks of those. So we're on the final approach to the boss. So this boss will differ in that it actually has an entirely additional phase. So, and we will get to that here in a moment. But here's what you need to know. The first part of the battle is basically the same as when you would fight her in the normal version. She has herself. She attacks you, she hits you, and then she teleports, you know, that kind of stuff. Pretty basic, and then after a certain point she transforms. So this is the beginning of the second phase. The second phase has two larger spiders that are invincible. One technically deals damage, and the other will heal. So if you don't have a tank in between that one and her, she will heal all the way back up to full health every time that they do it. Okay, the one on this side does not do that. It's just the one side. That's why you only need one tank as opposed to two. Because if it was that case, it would be absolutely a nightmare. As you can kind of see, I didn't cut really anything great, but you can get some great items out of this thing, like a life silk spinneret. So that is an option for this dungeon. And because it is an epic level dungeon, and like all other epic level dungeons, you can get a variety of stuff at the end. You could get something really rare because they did the dungeon chest uh, key change uh, back in January, and with that they included a variety of different items that you could possibly get out of this chest. So, like I said, it plays pretty much identical to the normal version except for the final boss, so just keep that in mind. Um, so, hopefully this video was informative, and I hope you liked it. If you are interested in seeing other videos that I've done, check out my channel and watch them. Alright, thank you.